Hi, Scott Weaver from Factory Direct Designers Workroom. Today I thought we'd go over some swags and jabos. I know I've done several series on them, but this is the first time that I've actually mounting 5 swags to one board. So I thought, well, I might as well record it as I'm doing it so you guys can get an idea of how to do it. So I've got this board and I've already wrapped it in fabric, and just turn this. And I've got my jabo on this side, and I've got it on that side, at least partially on. And then I'm going to just give you a pan swing. This is how long the board is, going all the way back. And the board is actually just about 99 inches. We're going to put 5 swags on this board. When you get to a larger board, anything over 90 inches, you really have to consider using more than 3 swags on it. 5 swags is going to work perfectly for this size and up. So the first thing you're going to notice is I have this extra piece of strip on here, and it's not finished off. Now what this is called is a tacking strip. And what the tacking strip does is, because the pleats are thick, when you're putting it on the board, you're going to use this when you staple it, and it does 2 things. You don't have to go over the thickness of all the pleats, especially if you're using a hand stapler. And the second reason is because it gives a nice self-facing on the top of it. So if you're just using lining, it may just do a little peekaboo and you might see it. So in this way, it gives it a little bit cleaner of a finish. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is on this is the return. And I did put some staples in here. Now I'm going to bend this return around the corner and finish off the tacking strip. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cut right across here. That is, if I can find my scissors, I'm going to make a cut. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let me see. I'm just going to make a slit right across just like that. And now I'm going to bend this material over to give it a clean finish. Just like that. And let's see if I can just get a little bit more of a close-up on that. I'm going to pound a few staples in it. And then I've got a little extra right here that hangs off. And I did that purposely so I can bend it. Go right around the return and wrap it. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to staple it. Also going to make a little miter. And then I'm going to fold the material down to give it a clean finish. Next is swag placement, and it's a fairly easy calculation. I'm using 5 swags that are going on this board. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting, excuse me, I'm just going to push this back a little farther. I'm going to be putting 2 swags on the board first. I'm going to put 3 swags over. So it's 2 swags under, 3 swags over. And so you want to figure out where the first 2 swags are going to go. Well, you've got a swag going here, you've got a swag going over there. That means you're going to have 3 spaces in between your swags. And 1 space, 2 spaces, and 3 spaces. The board is 99 inches. 99 divided by 3, you're going to come out with 33 inches. So then you're going to take your tape measure, you're going to go down. You're going to place a mark at 33 inches here, and you're going to place a mark here at 33. You're also going to put a mark right in the center of your board. So we can go ahead and do that. Okay, so now I've got my center of the board, and then I've got the thirds. The other thing you need to do is find the center of your swag. When you do that, put a pin up here on the tacking strip. And then you're going to take your stapler and you're going to put it directly over that mark. And you're going to staple this on. Sorry about that. The air compressor going off. It's a double feature here. I had the air gun ran out of staples and the air compressor went on. All right. So going back to the stapler, let's finish this up. Now the tacking strip, you want that, make sure that's going up onto the board about an 1/8 inch lip. So you're not seeing any of the tacking strip by the time you put it up onto your wall. Now we're going to go over here and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Excuse me while we move it over. Finding your mark. Okay, and you notice my swags are just about touching each other. That's fine. Now we've got the two swags on, and now we're going to put the center one directly over. And again, I've already got my pin centering my swag. Find my center mark is right where it should be, right there. And remove that pin before it sticks me. You're going to notice I went ahead and I bent this in on this side to give it a clean finish. I'm also going to do the same thing on this side. Just bend this piece in. Okay, so far so good, right? Now we're going to put our last two pieces on. Get that over just a little farther here. This swag goes right over to the edge. Bending in my tacking strip here. Okay, that's that. And then we're coming over this way. Excuse me. Starting at the edge of the board. Kind of hip check the material, the swag into place with my left hip. Okay, now you've noticed I've left this flap here on the tagging strip for the last thing, and the reason why I do that is I wanted to check and make sure my spacing and everything is okay. And once I've done that, and I like the way everything looks, and it looks pretty good. The spacing on all the swags looks good. So the next step is to bend the tagging strip down to give it a clean finish. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to bend all the layers of the tacking strip down. And my final one. That's what it looks like so far. Okay. Now we're going to hang the board up for final inspection. So that's what it looks like on the top. To give you a quick overview. Now we're going to hang it up on those boards. Take a look at it. So it looks pretty good. And that's how you do 5 swags on there. I also want to point out something else on this. I don't know if you can see it with this video or not, but you'll notice that there's a flower centered in each one of those swags, right where you see the flat part. This kind of my signature trait. It's something that if you're going to be doing swags with, try to look for some type of motif that you can center. Uses a little bit more fabric, but the point is that it just jazzes it up rather than seeing something that's just random. And if you have any questions, please go on my website, factorydirectdesignersworkroom.com. You can also make comments on YouTube, and I'll try to answer them as I can if you have any questions. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.